The intention of that double action is to create much better, deeper health in the pelvic floor.
Trikonasana. I get a little confused about the external rotation of the legs while the hip points, right, are coming towards each other to broaden the sacrum. My mind says that's contradictory, the action. So how do I?
You are 100% correct. Okay? That's the first thing. Because for what I was describing, for that to happen, thighs have to rotate in. Then only it is possible. When the thighs rotate out, you are basically tucking. And in fact, in Trikonasana, from the front leg side, you are asked to tuck. So what you are saying is correct. Can you repeat the question? Somebody just walked in. So I don't get it.
So I thought yesterday that I heard to externally rotate the legs in Trikonasana,
Yes.
and then bring the hip points towards each other, which my mind gets confused, being contradictory actions towards and away.
It is contradictory action. However, it is something that Ms. Iyengar calls double action. Double action means with one part of the body you are telling the pelvis to do one thing, with the other part you are telling the pelvis to do the opposite. Easier example of that is in a back bend. When you go in a back bend, you are asked to rotate the thighs in, which would then cause an untucking of the pelvis. Then you are told tuck from the pelvis. Okay? But there is a balance to be created between the two actions. So although it sounds opposite, and in a real sense it is opposite, but it's created opposite to create a different kind of balance. In spite of my thighs rotating out and whatever tucking it causes, can I, by rotating the hips into each other, create a sense that the breath can still travel to the base of the pelvic floor? Not the breath per se, but the abdominal breath. The intention of that double action is to create much better, deeper health in the pelvic floor. Eventually that enables, we won't get into that much here, but it will enable you to do a much better Mula Bandha. And Mula Bandha is like a dam. It contains energy. So the body dissipating energy through the pelvic floor will not happen. The immediate effect of that for most people who learn Mula Bandha that way is, the complaint is, I can't sleep. The real question that should be asked is, what's going on? I don't need the sleep. Yogis were very well known for this. The ability to control that area was so good that they would lie down in Shavasana for 1 hour at the most, and then they are awake for another 24, 25 hours. So instead of saying I can't sleep, what you recognize is that I don't need the sleep anymore. Not needing the sleep and not being able to sleep are completely different things. The question for most ordinary people like us is, when you are awake, you cause so much damage that thank God sometimes you're sleeping. If you were able to be awake much longer, what would you do with that extra time? Cause more damage? So that technique is learned and taught to people who are more oriented towards moving towards enlightenment. Without that orientation, it won't work also. So there is a built-in safety valve there. if you go to a grand master who can teach you this kind of thing, what they will check out is your first two steps. Are you able to stay with the steps of morality and ethics? If not, you won't be taught.